What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the 2022 Jeep Compass Limited. Huge shout out and thank you to Feeney, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing this new Jeep for today's video. Definitely check out the website down, link in the description below. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in velvet red, has the customer preferred package 2GG, and an MSRP at $39,000. And then underneath the hood, the Jeep Compass utilizes a 2.4 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine. This pumps out 177 horsepower and 172 pound-feet of torque. It's paired only to a 9-speed automatic transmission and sends the power to all four wheels through a 4-wheel drive system. And with a curb weight at 3,633 pounds and running on a 13.5 gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 22 miles per gallon in the city with 30 out on the highway. The overall length is 173.4 inches with a wheelbase at 103.8. Overall width is 73.8 inches with height at 64.8 inches. And if you option this with a trailer hitch, it can tow up to 2,000 pounds. For some off-road capabilities, minimum ground clearance is 8.1 inches with approach angle at 16 degrees. Breakover angle is 23 degrees and departure is 31 degrees. Now moving to the exterior styling with the 2022 Jeep Compass Limited. This has a really classy look all around and some nice sporty touches. We have the traditional 7 slots within the grille, finished off in chrome and gloss black, and we even get your Jeep logo on the front portion finished off in more of the chrome. We get LED headlights with LED daytime running lights, and the headlights themselves have a black housing. They fit very well on the front end of the Compass, and they really give it a modern appearance. In the lower portion of the bumper, you can also see a set of LED fog lights with all gloss black trim around it, leading to a central opening in the bumper to allow cooling to the radiators. In the lower portion of the bumper, there's more mesh with 2 parking sensors, as well as a safety sensor right in the center, and then aluminum trim in the lower portion of the bumper. There's more gloss black trim in the lower part of the bumper, and a lot of openings to allow maximum cooling to the engine. Moving to the hood, you'll see 2 sharp lines on each side with some nice contours to give this vehicle a sharp design. At the side of the Jeep, you'll see a set of 19-inch wheels in all 4 corners, finished off in a 2-tone machined silver metallic gray, and they're a multi-spoke design. They have a really cool look to them, and the gloss black we saw in the front bumper flows its way to these fender arches, and you can see that go towards the side skirts. Really nice contrast against the red paintwork. Then you can see some sharp lines in the side profile running their way all the way through the side profile towards the back. The sharp line cuts right through the center. You can also see this set of body color door handles, and then gloss black mirror caps with turn signals integrated, and then chrome trim underneath them. The chrome trim even goes all around the windows with all gloss black around the B-pillars, and you can even see the panoramic roof up top with the roof rails. We have the Compass logo on the front door panel finished off in satin black and some chrome trim. And then as we move our way to the rear fender arch, you can see how we have some sharp lines, and the overall side profile looks really good, especially with that chrome trim going all the way towards the rear. And I think the proportions are fantastic for this crossover SUV. As we move our way to the back, the gloss black roof fades its way to the rear mounted spoiler, and it even has an integrated third brake light. You'll see that gloss black going around the rear window, and the chrome trim even goes around the entire window itself. We have Jeep right in the center finished off in chrome with the standard backup camera, and then this has a set of LED taillights finished off in a smoked out housing with some red accents, and there's a lot of sharp lines all throughout the rear end. 4x4 badges over on the left with limited on the right. Then we get more of the gloss black trim and aluminum accents right in the center of the rear bumper. So there's a good look at the exterior and some of the specs for the 2022 Jeep Compass Limited. Really nice looking vehicle from the outside. We now have Jeep's key fob, says Jeep on one side. We can go ahead and lock it. And then we have the start stop button. We can go ahead and tap that twice. You can hear it start up, and then the 4-cylinder will roar to life. So a really cool feature to have. Then all you gotta do is press it once, it'll shut it off, and then keeping the key fob in my pocket, I can grab the door handle, it'll automatically unlock, and we can check out this interior. This particular spec has the steel gray interior color, and I really like the 3 different colors you'll see. Along the door panel, we have black on the top, the steel gray, and then this really cool orangish brown leather. Really soft feeling and some good padding on the armrest with some color contrast stitching. We have your grab handle and then all of the window controls and mirror controls, then your release handle up top with memory seating. There's storage down below and then part of the Alpine audio system. And then as we move our way inside, we get all the power controls on the left side of the seat and then the two-tone on the seats themselves. You can see this steel gray color with smooth leather and perforated leather, and this even has this orangish brown color stitching that you saw on the door panel. So really cool to tie in that leather color with the stitching color. You get Jeep on the backrest and making our way to the headrest with more stitching. Really cool looking interior so far. And we get a black steering wheel and that same orangish brown color for the stitching. And then now inside the Compass, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. The limited trim level gets this full LCD digital display. You can see the speedometer as well as the tach right in the center. Engine temperature is over on the left with your fuel over on the right. And then to control the screen, you have all the controls over on this left side of the steering wheel. So if we take a look now, I can scroll this button down. You can change what you see, and then in each page, you can actually scroll left and right. We can get all sorts of different engine vitals that'll come up. You can continue down to a few more pages for trip information. We also have this mode right now for off-road. You can see the automatic full-time four-wheel drive. We have audio settings that'll come up, any messages within the vehicle, as well as settings, then back to the main screen. So I really like how you get that. Over on the right side, we have all the cruise control settings as well as the forward collision. Then we get some audio controls on this left side for the Bluetooth. We have controls on the back of the steering wheel for radio controls and volume. Then we have your turn signal stalk and high beams, then all the wiper blade controls to the right. On the left side of the steering wheel, you can see all your controls for your headlights as well as the interior dimming switch, and then some really nice chrome trim with a brushed aluminum look. This really nice leather design with stitching, one of the air vents, then a black leather design going across the entire dashboard. For 2022, I think Jeep really killed it with this interior. I love the materials, especially for the Limited. This three-tone interior definitely looks pretty sharp. And then moving our way to this new infotainment screen, we have a massive screen, larger than my hand, much nicer than the previous 8.4-inch screens. So in this main home screen, you can see how we have your navigation, then a few more icons over on the right, and of course that's all configurable. You can swipe this left and right and adjust how many pages you would like to have. Going under your media, you can see everything that pops up. All of your climate controls come up as well with a really nice integrated screen. You can scroll this up and down to adjust your actual temperature. Very easily tell all the different zones. We have heated steering wheel, ventilated seats, heated seats as well. Fan speed down below that, and then a few other controls. We have your navigation that will come up with a really HD view. It really looks like a cell phone touchscreen in here. Very nice, snappy touch response as well. We have your phone integration that you can tap, and then going under vehicle, we'll tap your rear view camera. Really good view for that. We have this plus icon to see your trailer hitch if this had one, but still good for backing into a tight space or something like that. We have your apps icon you can go into if you had a few things. Just have two things on this one right now. And then the backup camera, of course, is the exact same view that you just saw, but your parking sensors will come up on the center screen right there. Then going back into park, beneath the screen, you have a few shortcuts for the auto start stop. We have traction control and lane keeping with your hazards, then a parking sensor shortcut over on this right side. We have two air vents down below, all integrated to look nice and flush with everything. And then underneath that, you can see more of this nice chrome and aluminum color trim. And then physical climate controls down here for dual zone temperature. You can do your fan speed and adjust it, and it even comes up on the screen when you adjust that knob. We have controls on the right for the radio as well as volume and on off, and a mute icon. And then down in the center, we have a little bit of storage space in here, USB ports, electronic park and brake, and your shifter with more of that contrast stitching along the shift boot. Then we have your different drive modes over on this right side with an auto mode right now. You can go up to snow and then a sand and mud one. And I really like how on the center screen, it'll come up and give you a cool little display to tell you exactly what you're doing. So great how versatile a car like this is. And then we also even have a four-wheel drive lock icon over on the far right side. We have some gloss black trim here, and then two cup holders with a storage area where you could place a cell phone or even the key fob. Then we have some more of this light gray leather with the contrast stitching. Then opening this up, we have a pretty good amount of space in here. Nothing too crazy large, but a good amount of room for some phones or wallets. Moving to the traditional glove box over on this right side, we have quite a lot of storage space in here. Definitely a nice sized bucket. And then one last look at this interior. This is a really sporty looking interior, very classy looking with all the different colors. Definitely like how light it is. I think Jeep did a great job for 2022. And then moving our way to the ceiling, you can see the full panoramic sunroof shade. All of the controls are up in this front portion. I can just press this button really firmly and it will automatically open up. And then moving our way to the rear seat space, I can go ahead and open up the door. The rear door panel's finished off just like we saw up front with all the same colors. Moving our way inside, we have the same steel gray for the rear leather seats, perforated leather, smooth leather, and then that really nice contrast stitching. We have some amenities back here. We have storage nets on the back side of these front seats. And then we even get climate control vents right in the center with heated seats with 2 different settings, USB ports, and then we get a 12 volt and a 3-prong outlet. And then if I grab the handle on the back part of the seat, we can even fold these down very easily. All right, so sitting now in the back of the Jeep Compass, this is a fairly roomy SUV for being a smaller crossover. I'm 5'11", sitting back here. My head is just barely touching the ceiling. And then as far as legroom and knee room, with the seat set at my height even, I have a ton of space as you can see. I really like the armrest size. It's pretty roomy for your arm. And you got quite a lot of glass in here, especially with the panoramic roof. It feels really nice and open. And with this lighter interior, it feels really open in here. And then right in the center, I can grab this strap and pull down the center armrest. Has a ton of space on it, and you even get 2 cup holders and a storage spot that you could place a cell phone. To move to the cargo area, you have a button on the key fob, 1 on the rear, and then there was 1 on the interior by the sunroof controls. So if I just press the electronic button, the power liftgate is gonna automatically open all the way up, and we can get a good look at how much storage space you have back here. With the second row folded up like this, we have quite a lot of storage space. I think you can fit quite a few larger items, some luggage or something. And I really like it. You have speakers on this far right side, even with a Jeep grill. That is a really cool little touch. You get an LED light on this right side, and then tow hooks in all the corners. And then even from back here, you can also fold down the back seats by just grabbing that, and then you can push them forward. It will fold nearly flat to get out of the way. And you can see just how much storage space we'll have in the Compass. Then the button right here, you can go ahead and press it, and the liftgate is gonna automatically close down. All right guys, so we are setting off now in the 2022 Jeep Compass Limited. First off, this interior is really nice. I wasn't expecting it to have the different colors. I really love this color. It just adds some cool flair to this car to make it a little bit more luxurious. Obviously, this isn't a crazy fully loaded vehicle comparing to like a Jeep Grand Cherokee. That's a much more expensive, high-end vehicle, I would say. This car though, it adds a fun aspect to a pretty affordable, smaller size crossover SUV. So I think it's really cool how they've given you some nice touches like that. The panoramic roof is also a great option to have, especially for a smaller vehicle. I think when you open that sunshade all the way up, or even have the glass open or something, it just makes it feel so much more roomy. And the color itself, it feels like a really roomy vehicle. So getting my bearings with it, we have all the power controls on the seats, tilting and telescoping steering wheel. I can really get nice and comfortable in this. Armrests are in a great place as well. I have the seat at the lowest point, and I still have quite a lot of headroom as well. So sitting in here, definitely nice and comfortable, and the use of materials is pretty good. I think Jeep did a really good job making this feel like something special. It's not just a cheap little SUV. It has nice leather to it. The plastics you touch, they even have some rubber on them to make them feel a little bit more high quality, and everything just feels pretty solid. The dashboard layout, the screen looks fantastic, especially with all of the controls. It's super easy to use with the touchscreen, and everything is really easy to read. Big font, bold colors and things like that. And then having the digital display right in the center there, it does make this feel like a modern car. I think they've done a really good job making this feel just at home with what you would expect in a 2022 model year. So as far as normal driving, let's get up to speed a little bit more. Give us some gas. We're up to 50. Pretty quiet in here, not really much wind noise or road noise. There are some bumps on the roads that we're on today, so you can kind of hear them a little bit, but overall it does feel like a pretty solid car. Hitting the brakes will come down to a stop. They seem to work really well. So giving it some gas now. So getting a little bit up there in the revs, not too crazy, right up to 50. You can hear the engine a little bit. It doesn't have the beefiest tone, but this transmission's really smooth. It gets you up to speed, and I think it's good they picked a 9-speed for this car, just so you can really use all the power that the engine has to offer. Being it doesn't have that much power, I think it's good that they've at least adequately chosen a transmission. Let's do a small 3-point turn to test out the slow speed maneuverability. I really like how large that screen is for the backup camera. Very nice in HD. And turning radius for being, you know, an all-wheel drive vehicle, still really nice and tight, honestly. And then I even like, from this angle, I just noticed, you can see a little Jeep Wrangler logo. So there's a few little Jeep logos all around this, which I think is a fantastic touch to keep the family alive for what obviously a Jeep is. And then switching over to the POV view now, so you guys can immerse yourself in what this Jeep is all about. So getting back up to some speed now, just cruising. We do have all these safety settings, so you can see there's these two lime green icons that when you get over to the center, you can see how it turns yellow. So I like how you get the safety settings in this as well. And just a good look at the overall interior. Like I said, super easy to use everything, and that is just like a smartphone. So really nice how they've brought this up to modern times. I also like how the visibility is pretty good. You have a lot of glass all around, large windshield, mirrors do a good job over your left and your right shoulder. Only downfall is that far C-pillar is a little large, so that's, I guess, the only bit of blind spot, but honestly, with all of your mirrors adjusted properly, not really too much of an issue. Getting back up to some speed once again. And I like how you have a shortcut right there for the heated seats and steering wheel. Some vehicles you have to like deep dive into the screen, so I like how they've added shortcuts to make it super simple. But I think that's about it then for the 2022 Jeep Compass Limited trim level. Really nice spec. I love this interior. I can't get enough of it. And the exterior, really good looking vehicle all around. Don't think you can really go wrong for a luxury-ish SUV. It's got a few nice bells and whistles, and it can still do some off-road things if you need to hit some dirt trails. And then the daily drive, definitely a good option. Huge shout out and thank you once again to Feeney, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing this new Jeep for today's video. Check them out. I'll have their website linked down below. If you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.